Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust. First order of business is to approve the minutes of the January 17, 2012 meeting of the Trust, and I'd recognize a motion to that effect.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Been moved. Second. Second. We'll vote. Approved. We have one suburban school district application for funding.
We do. It's for Jones Public School District. It's an agricultural building, electrical equipment, and it's for $2,232.92.
Any questions?
Move approval.
Been moved. Or second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. We now have, we're being asked to approve the final plan and specifications for Webster Middle School and authorize the Secretary to advertise for bids to be received March 6, 2012, Project ES 69.
Mr. Chairman, Shane Murray is here from Mass Architects this morning and is going to give us a presentation on Webster Middle School.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right. Thanks for having me here today to present the third and final presentation for Webster Middle School. I'll go through it pretty briefly and get through it. Okay. All right, the outline, going to go over the scope of the project pretty briefly, look at the site and facilities assessment that was set forth by ADG back in 2000, look at the preliminary design, plans and elevations and some renderings of the school, look at the modified cost estimate and the projected construction schedule. The scope of the project, we're going to create a contemporary 7th and 8th grade learning environment for 825 students. The way we're going to do this is through the complete renovation of the existing school and then through 3 small additions within the central courtyards of the existing structure. Next, please. Site and facilities assessment is pretty similar to what you see on most schools. Oh, thank you. Some of the ones that are a little bit more unique to this school are we're going to repave the existing outdoor basketball courts. They're in pretty bad disrepair. We're going to replace all existing windows. They're currently just single glazed. We're going to put some thermal windows in there. And then we're going to provide new acoustical treatment at the band and core rooms. Along with the standard, pretty much every finish you see becomes new. New flooring, new lights, new ceiling. Put a sprinkler system throughout the whole school, update the clock and bell system. When you look at the site plan, it's pretty simple. Not a lot of site work to do on this school. It's relatively flat. We felt that the best course of action for this school was to infill the 2 central courtyards instead of putting an addition on the exterior of the school. So all the parking lots are going to remain. The dumpster location stays where it's at, just gets a new screening device. And then as you can see in the center of the school, the large central courtyard gets infilled with the primary addition. That becomes the new administration suite. This way it provides good security and overall visual interest in the school. Good wayfinding. It allows visitors to know exactly where they're going within the school. Floor plan of the school, it's set up kind of into 3 pods. The southern portion of the building is all the core academic classes, and then the media center. The north portion is all the group functions, the cafeteria, the gyms, the art rooms, and then the center of the school there is the new administration suite, right there on axis with the entry. The exterior renderings, with this being a minimal addition, really we're going to clean up some of the outside of the building, replace some of the vegetation, and just bring it up to be a nice, lush environment again as you enter the school. Interior design of the school. The existing interior walls throughout the school are a glazed masonry block. So we're going to play off the colors that are there. It's currently a dark brown for the field color with some orange and some turquoise scattered throughout. So that's where we developed the colors for the school to go around and kind of make the school more vibrant throughout. Here's some views looking at the main entry as you come into the building. Instead of looking out the back wall into the courtyard like is currently the way you would enter, now you walk in and you're looking right at the new administration suite. That new vestibule there will be a more secure entry. No longer will parents be able to come in at any time of the day and just wander the school. That'll be locked down so that the secretary is able to see them and buzz them into the school. The media center remains where it's at because of the spacing of the school and the way it's laid out. We're just going to provide new finishes, and we're providing a small addition off to the west side of the media center. Currently, there's no corridor there, so if anyone wants to pass through that way, they go outside of the building and back into another door. So we're going to create a corridor there and put some glass there to really liven up the space and bring in a lot more natural light. Schedule for the school, plan to bid it in March, award it in April, and then from that point we just start going and hope to complete the construction in July of 2013. The phasing of the school is going to be, phases 1 and 2 will begin consecutively together. Phase 1 is to remove an existing condemned building that's on the site and bring in 4 temporary classrooms to help us advance the construction schedule. Phase 2 is 2 of the additions, and then Phase 3 will also be able to begin concurrently with Phase 2 and start renovating parts of the school. And then throughout the year, we'll work with the principal and decide how to best fit this into his school schedule. The cost estimate, the PIP budget is 6.85, and we're coming in right at 6.9, about $45,000 over budget, and I have several alternates there that will greatly help the school out, but it's items that weren't necessarily vital to the school, so that's why I listed them as alternates. The existing soffit is it's an existing board soffit that is hanging in certain areas. The existing ribbed roof and a few other items just need to be cosmetically picked up. Any questions?
Questions? If not, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Is there a motion to approve the final plan and specifications? So moved. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. We now have 16 change orders. I'm going to make an attempt to do them all at once, and I can ask Mr. Todd, and I think that you can tell me that all of the percentages of the overall change orders are within our 10%
Yes, sir.
requirements, and so we can make that. And there's one for Independence Charter Middle School, Britton Elementary, Buchanan Elementary, Columbus, Jackson, Coolidge Elementary, Eugene Field Elementary, Fillmore Elementary, Linwood Elementary, Monroe Elementary, Prairie Queen Elementary, Rancho Village Elementary, Sequoia Elementary, Southern Hills Elementary, West Nichols Hills Elementary, Southeast High School, and Northeast Academy for Health Sciences and Engineering. Would anybody like to talk about any of these specifically? Yes, Pat.
Not specifically, but we were over here talking, would all these overruns be out of contingency funds, or would they be, or are they under budget?
They will be out of the project contingency funds, not the program contingency.
Okay, project contingency.
Funds, not program contingency.
Very good. Thank you.
Any other questions? I would recognize a motion that we approve the 16 change orders.
Move approval.
Been moved. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. We'll vote.
I guess if we didn't have money in the project, you would tell us, project contingency. Correct. Okay, thank you.
We have 2 final acceptance requests. First, we're being asked to revise maintenance bond number 2, accept the North Highland Elementary School project and place the revised maintenance bond into effect as of February 8, 2011, project ES22. Mr. Todd.
The final acceptance for North Highland Elementary as stated.
Are there any questions, comments? If not, I'd ask for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Next, being asked to approve the revised maintenance bond, accept the Stan Whitey Elementary School project and place the revised maintenance bond into effect as of June 1, 2011, project ES37. Any questions, comments? If not, I'd ask for a motion for approval.
Move approval?
Been moved, is there a second? Second. Moved and seconded, we'll vote. Approved. Next, we ask to vote for concurrence with the Independent School District number 89, approving amendment number 1 to the contract for architectural services with MA Plus Architecture LLC, I-89 2007 bond issue, school bond issue project, SB 12, Spiegel and Taft Stadiums, increase of $834,000. Mr. Todd.
If you recall, this contract was a study because of the unknown nature of this project, and that study has been completed. Now the architect is ready to proceed with final plans, or preliminary report and final plans.
Are there questions? I guess I would have one. Did the study uncover anything dramatically unexpected, like where there's some old track shoes of JWs in the grass over there at Spiegel or anything?
I think like any of the other schools, they found things that they didn't expect, but I can't speak to that right now on exactly what it was.
I see.
I can get that information to you.
That's okay. That's okay. I just couldn't resist.
Carl, I do have a question. What is the next step in the process now that if we do accept the study? Where do we go from here?
The architect will begin to prepare plans for the actual improvements now that they've identified all the aspects of the project.
The renovations?
Come back to the trust.
Yeah,
Yes.
come back. Yeah.
The district also added some items that they wanted to add onto this project, I think to the tune of about $1.2 million.
In addition? I
Right.
see.
Right.
Okay. Well, they want to add a 1.2 million in costs.
In construction.
And we're talking about planning costs on this here,
Right.
architectural.
Oh, it's just architectural.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Different
deal.
categories. Any other questions? Is there a motion for approval, JW? So moved. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. We'll vote. It's approved. Mr. Couch, updating status for the OC Match program.
Although we did have 15 changeovers this morning, I do want to point out that there are 26 schools under construction at this point in time. So there's a lot going on. We have substantial completion for Britton, Coolidge, Thelma Parks, and Buchanan elementary schools that we're working through. Roosevelt bid on January 25th, and the apparent low bid on that is McNatt, and the construction contract will be considered for award at the next trust meeting on the 21st. We're down to 6 schools in design at this point.
Wow.
One of those was Webster that we just talked about this morning, that we're going to bid on March 6th. The next is Taft that we're going to bid on April 17th, Jefferson, which will be bid on April 24th, and Rogers, which will be bid on May 15th, which leaves 2 other schools. One is the Emerson Alternative School, which is scheduled to be bid later, and then the Downtown Elementary School, the John Rex Charter School, and the schematic design is being finished up on that at this point in time. So it's, we still got the administration building.
That location settled downtown?
For the downtown school, yes, that's over at the Sheridan Walker site, and we're working through the land exchange agreement with the urban renewal on that.
Good. Okay. Very good.
For the 2007 bond project, 7 schools are in final plans: Coolidge, Van Buren, Hayes, Monroe, West Nichols Hills, along with Wheeler and Nichols Hills Elementary School gym. 7 schools are in preliminary report phase for classrooms and gyms. That's Parmalee, Hillcrest, Pierce, Adams, Bodine, Horseman, and Kaiser. A and E interviews are scheduled for February 17th for 8 additional schools, and those will be Mark Twain, Putnam Heights, Southern Hills, Stanwady, Buchanan, Gatewood, Johnson, and Oak Ridge Elementary Schools for additional classrooms and gyms. So we're making some progress with the bond programs. And since there's so much activity going on, we now have scheduled, Arthur Elementary School groundbreaking Friday, March 9th at 1:30. Capitol Hill Elementary School groundbreaking Friday, April 6th at 1:30. Coolidge Elementary School grand opening Friday, February 10th at 1:30. Greystone Upper Elementary School grand opening Friday, February 17th at 1:30. Fillmore Elementary School grand opening Friday, March 2nd at 1:30, and Sequoia Elementary grand opening Monday, March 5th at 1:30. So we're making some progress. Our next meeting is 2 weeks from today, on February 21st.
Are there any questions? You have the program consultant report in your package, monthly report, local business utilization report. Are there any questions? Seeing none, are there any comments by trustees? Staff? Citizens? Thank you for being here. We're adjourned.